trapped by thugs in the bar. I stumbled backward into a solid chest during the scuffle. Looking up, I froze. Jason Carter? His fingers tightened around the whiskey glass. Real bold. Calling strangers brother now? The derisive chuckle couldn't mask the blush creeping up his neck. The tips of his ears burning crimson. For a heartbeat. It felt like that night 8 years ago when he'd whispered against my pillow. Voice honey sweet, say big brother again and I'll melt right here. Chapter 1. The private room erupted in wolf whistles the moment I uttered Jason. Damn. This one's got moves. Let's give the boss some privacy. Boys. His arm around my waist stiffened momentarily. Don't you recognize me? I blurted. Bewildered. Steadying me with practiced ease. He smirked. Getting creative with the pickup lines. Huh? This wasn't the tender boy who'd never raised his voice at me. I don't do this for money. I stammered. Catcalls and lewd suggestions rained down. Come on, boss. If you're not taking her. Dylan's name sliced through the noise as Jason lit a cigarette. 3 girls tonight already. Dylan? Keep this up and you'll die between some hookers' thighs. He turned toward the exit. I grabbed his wrist. 8 years of searching pulsed through my fingertips. Please, walk me home? The room exploded in exaggerated groans. Now you're just being cruel. Boss. Jason exhaled smoke into my face. Cut the act. Just ask if I'll fuck you already. The raspy command contrasted sharply with the rabbit quick pulse beneath my grip. Car. Now. Jason Carter. 26 if he'd lived. They'd all claimed he died. No grave. No proof, just empty condolences. Yet here he sat. Knuckles whitening on the steering wheel when I whispered. Lily. Your little sister Lily. The rearview mirror caught his expression smoothing into indifference. Wrong guy. Sweetheart. He said calmly. My name is Jason Carter. And I don't have any sister. No. I couldn't be mistaken. Even if his features had changed. The voice from my memories couldn't lie. An abrupt ringtone shattered the tension inside the car. It was Ethan. The bar manager. His panicked voice crackled through the speaker. Words tumbling out in frantic urgency. Lily. Did you leave with those lounge customers? Get back here now. Those guys are lowlifes with prison records and murder charges. The rest drowned in screeching tires as our vehicle lurched violently. I slammed forward against the seatbelt before Jason's quick reflexes intercepted my falling phone. He activated speaker mode with a smirk. Guess which scumbag's car she's in now? His provocative tone sounded like a territorial challenge to rival males. The dangerous glint in his eyes caught the light as his canine tooth pressed against his lower lip. My breath hitched. Ex-cons, murderers, how could this align with my memories of Jason? Dead silence enveloped the car. My pulse thundering in my ears. Regret getting in my ride? He braced one arm against the passenger headrest. His other hand grazing my exposed thigh as he leaned closer. Stubble shadowed his jawline. His warm breath swirled against my neck, sending dizzying heat through my veins. His teeth lightly scraped my earlobe. Or do you want to up the ante? Like inviting me upstairs, for a nightcap. I shrank back against the seat. What are you doing? A dark chuckle rumbled from his chest. Suddenly the seatbelt snapped free. He straightened up and tossed my phone back. I don't do forced scenes. Change your mind? Get out. His dismissive tone left no room for argument. Before exiting, I stole a glance at the unlit GPS screen. He'd found this remote neighborhood without navigation. Blue light pierced the stairwell darkness as my phone buzzed. Frowny face Lily. Status update in 3 minutes or I'm calling cops. Ethan had grown up with me in the same village. He'd gotten me this bartending job and apartment. When I'd confided about possibly seeing Jason, he'd sighed heavily after a long pause. Lily, your brother died years ago. Death is final. You need to move forward. Keep your phone close tonight. Don't make me worry. How could 2 people look so identical? Impossible. That's Jason Carter. I'll prove it. Ending the call, I shoved open the rusty door. Darkness swallowed the room. Faint light from the idling sedan below illuminated the light switch. After brief hesitation, I turned toward the closet instead. My fingers found silk in the blackness. The camisole slipped on cold against my skin. I tugged one strap off my shoulder before pivoting toward the window. He leaned against his car door, cigarette butts littering the pavement. I waited until his headlights finally died. 3, 2, 1. Fists hammered the door. I smiled. You came running, Jason. Still pretending you're not him? Hook, line, sinker. Panicked eyes met mine when I opened the door. He scowled his features fast. Why sit in the dark? The rasp in his voice betrayed him. Why come up? I stepped closer, shutting the door. You were worried. I lowered my voice to a sultry tone like some seasoned seductress, though my trembling hand gripped the doorframe. His paws stretched. I'm a murder suspect. If anything happens to you after we met, cops'll come knocking first. His chuckle held no humor. Not stupid enough to invite that heat. Calloused hands guided me to a chair. He rolled up sleeves, flipping open the circuit breaker panel with familiar ease. His shoulders had broadened since those summers he'd carry me piggyback through the woods. Now I couldn't even brush his arm. Seriously? He snorted, gesturing at the switches. Couldn't you just flip the breaker back up? I shrugged. Electrical stuff squeaked to me. Should hire someone. Or maybe you wanted the dark. His retort died as he turned. The dim bulb washed over my bare shoulders. His breath hitched when his gaze dropped to the fallen strap. Rough fingertips trailed up my arm. Hungry little thing. Aren't you? The words growled low as he adjusted the silk back into place. Calluses snagged on the fabric, sparking tremors across my skin. Then let me cook you some noodles? I walked into the bathroom, putting on a seductive act. Sure. Jason. This time don't run away. Hearing me use his name, his body stiffened. I quickly shut the door and turned on the shower to mask my pounding heartbeat and uneven breathing. Through the rushing water, I heard his drawn-out taunt. Was that Ethan texting again? Office romance in your line of work? Damn. I'd forgotten the safety check-in protocol. My phone lay abandoned outside. Panicked he might call the police. I rinsed off hastily and wrapped myself in a white towel. The steamy bathroom door swung open to reveal a warm wall of muscle. You really enjoy crashing into me, he said hoarsely. Give me my phone. Thinking about another man while you're with me? He held the device above his head. Maybe I like living dangerously, I retorted. His smirk widened. Dangerous? Lose the towel and it's yours. I jumped for it. Wet flip-flops skidding across tiles. My forward momentum sent us tumbling. The terry cloth loosening around me. Holy shit. You're for real? His breathing hitched as I instinctively curled against him. Suddenly his discarded jacket enveloped me. You're insane, he muttered, flushed cheeks betraying his gruff tone. The promised meal materialized as 3 home-cooked dishes during my brief shower. Feed the mouth first, he said, handing me chopsticks beside tomato salad, my favorite. I nibbled a slice. Let's play a game. Win, and I'll grant any request. Any? His gaze traveled down my borrowed jacket. If you lose, admit you're Jason. Wouldn't dream of rejecting beauty at my door. His calloused fingers cradled my nape as he knelt on the couch. The air thickened when his lips brushed mine. Red juice staining the corner of his mouth. Making a mess already? His strained chuckle didn't match the heat in his eyes. The cushions dipped under his weight as he leaned in. All earlier bravado dissolving into trembling intensity. Somewhere between shared breath and tangled limbs. The jacket slipped, revealing more than either intended. I watched his Adam's apple bob as he rasped. Too late for regrets now. With heated, labored breaths, He captured the cherry tomato between my lips. What he stole wasn't just the fruit's juice, but the very air from my lungs. His tongue mapped scorching trails through my crumbling resolve, conquering territory after territory. When I finally shoved him away gasping, "No, no," his graveled chuckle vibrated against my collarbone. "Bit late for objections. Don't you think?" "No. This can't," I choked, vision blurring as tears spilled over. "You can't eat tomatoes, you're allergic." Tomatoes had always been Jason's nemesis. Even trace amounts made him break into hives so violent he'd scratch till bleeding. I'd tease that if he ever crossed me, I'd French kiss him with tomato pulp. He'd sworn he'd never let me. TSK. Turning on the waterworks now? Jason clucked mockingly, dabbing my cheeks with tissues. His calloused thumbs lingered too gently for the cruel smirk twisting his lips. "You lose, Lily," curling deeper into the couch cushions. I sniffled warily. "What do you want from me?" Dark hunger eclipsed his eyes. "Keep chasing your precious Jason ghost if you must. But promise you'll stop harassing me about being Jason." He emphasized the name like slamming a gavel. For the first time that night, I wondered if he truly wasn't Jason, or if he'd rather die than admit it. Done crying? He loosened his collar with predatory leisure. "Shall we resume?" My palm met his straining zipper before I wrenched free. "Don't. Pity." He drained his ice water in one throat-working gulp. Lean frame sprawled across leather. Should have made continuing part of our deal. I stumbled past him to the bedroom. Silent tears resuming. Eventually exhaustion dragged me under. In my dream, Jason held me like childhood days when he'd beg forgiveness after fights. His parting kiss lingered on my forehead. "Miss you every day, Lily." Dawn revealed empty rooms. Last night's dinner sat scraped clean, replaced by a chilled ham sandwich and curdled milk on the coffee table. Like Jason had evaporated with the morning dew. Just like 8 years ago when he disappeared. The official story never added up. My memories from that period remain Swiss cheese, no recollection of how Jason died, or why my entire family vanished. Neighbors just shake their heads muttering poor child when I ask. Jason wasn't my biological brother. He arrived at our parents later than I did. So the first time I saw him, I secretly asked if he was adopted. Mom gave me a solid beating for that. Later I learned I was actually the adopted one. After Jason came, my life got better. He cooked for me, taught me to read. He fought with Mom and Dad to get me into school. Nearly came to blows with Ethan when he saw us hanging out on the playground. Even threatened to kiss me in front of our classroom. "Stop getting so close to your desk partner." "Why?" "I just can't stand the guy." During chaotic recess, I secretly held his hand in the hallway corner. "How about this?" "Still hate it?" His whole body went stiff during PE class, walking like a wind-up toy. Even after class, his ears stayed bright red. "Jason, you promised to kiss me." "I will. Just stop dodging." He bolted before finishing his sentence. I wonder if he trashed the bar knowing the Ethan from last night's texts was my same desk partner. Lost in thought, I nearly tripped on the bar's entrance steps. "Lily, you okay?" Steady hands gripped my shoulders. "Did that customer give you trouble last night?" Ethan guided me inside, concern etching his features. After triple checking, he sighed relieved. "Next time some jerk hassles you, tell me immediately. I won't let anything happen to you." I glanced back at the glittering entrance lights. No sign of who I really wanted. "If he shows up again, Lily, you'll tell me, right?" "Got it." But Jason stayed gone the whole week. Meanwhile, Ethan kept buzzing around me. After treating me to dinner, he produced a small box. "Lily, I've been thinking, it's tough for a girl alone out here. I've followed you since school days." If I hadn't dropped out, he cleared his throat awkwardly. "Suddenly presenting flowers, Lily. Give me a chance to take care of you?" The box held a sparkling ring. Jason. The text that night came from Ethan, the guy you always hated. This your jealousy trigger? Come see then. Keep hiding and Lily becomes someone else's. Where are you? The silence stretched. Ethan nervously clenched his damp palms. Lily. Is there someone else in your heart? Someone else? The image of Jason's wild, smirking profile illuminated by cigarette glow flashed through my mind before vanishing. I shook my head. There's a VIP reservation tonight. I need to change into my uniform. I fled the room like a startled rabbit. Stumbling in the hallway, strong hands suddenly steadied me and yanked me into a supply closet. My startled yelp echoed. Lily? You okay? Ethan's concerned voice carried down the corridor. In the suffocating darkness, familiar cologne enveloped me. A fever-hot forehead pressed against mine. Ragged breath ghosting across my lips. Just tripped. I lied. Pulse hammering. A derisive chuckle vibrated against my collarbone. Jason. Still recognize me? His grip tightened. Texting him during our drive. Messaging him while showering. Should I let you run off with that nobody? I wouldn't. Don't play with me. Lily. He pinned my wrists against drywall, crashing his lips against mine with bruising intensity, hotter. Hungrier than last time. Devouring me like tinder meeting flame. Lily? Need help? Ethan's footsteps approached the door. I broke free. Gasping. Don't come in. Changing. Oh, right. His retreating shuffle sounded like a scolded puppy. Keep talking to him and you'll regret it. Jason reclaimed my mouth with punishing pressure. Stealing my breath. Where've you been? I managed between kisses. Your damn tomato garden gave me week-long fever. He nipped my earlobe. How will you make this right? The scorching proof pressed against me left no doubt. When I emerged later adjusting my uniform, Jason leaned casually against the lobby pillar chatting with associates. The picture of composure. My swollen lips and trembling hands betrayed nothing. Dylan's leer found me instantly. Isn't this the little minx who threw herself at our boss? Forgot her already. Jason smirked, steering Dylan toward private rooms. Women distract from business. Something about my brother chilled me. The honor student who'd given valedictorian speeches now ran with these lowlifes. I lingered outside to avoid Dylan's roaming eyes. From the VIP suite, Dylan's nasal whine carried, "What virus lasts a week anyway?" Got scratched by a stray cat. Jason's languid reply held dark amusement. You really have to be careful with this stuff. You need to get the shot. I discreetly texted him frowny face, what about the little stray cat? Putting away my phone. I saw Ethan looking dejected. He seemed dazed, awkwardly scratching his head. To him, I probably appeared startled by the sudden confession and hid in the workroom. Neither of us mentioned the incident when he lingered by the workroom door earlier. Why aren't you going in? He asked. There's that customer from last time inside. I don't want more trouble. Really? His interest visibly peaked as he glanced repeatedly at the private booth before finally meeting my eyes with hesitant concern. You can tell me anything, Lily. I'll always have your back. My phone lit up precisely then. Gonna give that little stray cat some proper shots tonight. Don't cry, kitty. My cheeks burned. Ethan noticed, his eyes brightening with renewed hope. He was definitely misunderstanding things again. Jason's group wrapped up early. He practically dragged me from the car, scooping me up like a koala before tossing me onto the bed. Every time I gasped Jason, he'd silence me with his mouth. That name became forbidden, much like what we were doing. By dawn, my throat felt raw as I drifted into exhausted sleep. The paper-thin walls betrayed his hushed phone conversation. I could even hear Dylan's raspy voice through the receiver discussing a small shipment arriving and urgent inventory decisions. Downstairs, breakfast vendors' chatter nearly drowned out their talk of minimum spend over 10 grand at their usual VIP lounge. My stomach churned. That modified luxury car with interlocking M emblems everyone gossiped about. The high-roller lifestyle. How did a high school dropout afford this? The rising street noise mirrored my panic until the mattress dipped. Awake? Jason shook takeout bags of soy milk and fried dough. Want breakfast or more sleep? Sleepyhead? Watching his tired smile through the steam, I suddenly ached for him. I reached out with pale arms, trying to pull his stiff shoulders under the warm comforter. He intercepted my hands gently. I'm cold. Don't want you catching a chill. 15 degrees out there. 37 in here. I kissed his stubbled cheek as I sat up. He flushed crimson from jaw to ear tips. Eat something. You had a long night. I feigned disgust. Big shot boss treating his girl to street food? How did you know I had something else prepared? He raised an eyebrow, pulling a box from the drawer behind him. I shook it near my ear, hearing rustling sounds inside. You're keeping me? I gasped. Caught red-handed. Jason smirked. Open it. They're all prepaid cards for you. Spend however you like. The box contained dozens of burner phones. Use a new number every time we communicate. Never repeat, he said casually, while my stomach churned. Am I your caged songbird? I tried hiding my unease. Songbirds make people blush with their melodies. He tapped the peeling wallpaper. Finish breakfast. I'm taking you to our new place. You rented an apartment? Bought it. No more noise complaints. His kiss came like a summer storm. Are you eating or not? He murmured against my lips. I'm warmed up. If you skip breakfast, I'll have mine instead. He pressed me down, our breaths tangling. My mind raced with unasked questions. What exactly do you do now? Jason? But I only dared whisper during our panting aftermath. You promised to help find my birth parents. Does that still stand? His muscles tensed before he silenced me with bruising kisses. I told you, he growled. It's Jason. Whatever Jason's current dealings involved. I couldn't risk exposure. My final errand before moving was resigning from Ethan's shop. The manager didn't press when seeing my resolve, though insisted I take $200 cash. I added my savings to buy him premium coffee beans, secretly leaving them at his workstation. He'd shown kindness when I'd been desperate. Jason's disappearances stretched longer each time. 3 days. 5. Then weeks. Finally I snapped. Calling him, take me out tonight or you're dead. Elaborate. I'll vanish. Let heartbreak kill you slowly. The line quieted. Cruel. He finally rasped. I cooked dinner. Reheated it thrice. Fell asleep waiting at the dining table. He carried me to bed without waking me. His desperation bordering on violence. Lily. He choked during our frenzied coupling, clutching me like driftwood in a storm. I'm drowning. Don't know where I am anymore. His tears soaked my collarbone. Only you. Exhaustion claimed him, but sleep brought no peace. Moonlight through blinds? Me reaching for water? Any movement jolted him awake. Pupils dilated until recognizing me. Must be scared of your bedtime beatings. He joked hoarsely next morning, tracing the nail marks down his back. You know it. I lifted my phone. Who promised to take me out today? Totally forgot. Huh? At 3:30 a.m. Jason finally kept his promise of taking me out. Everything was pitch black this late. I drove us back to our old neighborhood where we grew up. The childhood home now sat in an abandoned village awaiting demolition. Nothing but crumbling walls left. Why the hell are we here at night? He lit a cigarette, irritation sharpening his voice. Should have gone to the beach. Nobody around. Could have had some real fun. All traces of the man who'd curled against me earlier vanished. Jason always turned coldest when we neared the riverbank. Lots of memories here. I clung to his rigid arm, forcing playfulness. They're tearing this place down soon. Getting sentimental? Your family treat you good here? His tone frosted over. No. I shook my head. I was trafficked to this village after my brother disappeared. The dealers thought my buzz cut made me a boy. Sold me $4,100 before realizing their investment was defective. Leading him into the derelict house. I continued. Starved. Frozen. Didn't even have a name. They called me Lily since I was small. Still no ID. Fuck. Jason ground his Matt Oxford into the cigarette butt. Where are they? I'll gut those bastards for you. Died 8 years ago. Good riddance. He smirked, pulling me into a rough embrace. Demolitions scheduled next week. No more revisiting this shithole. After this, you stick with me. Live large. Unlimited burner phones. 4 days after, Jason vanished like smoke. Counting down to demolition day. I bought white lilies from the flower market. Time to bury the past. Like he said. Returning home, I found Jason and Dylan by the curb. Dylan slammed his trunk shut, leaning against the wall with a greasy smile. Well, looky here, the virgin's back. Take her if you want. She's clingy as hell. Jason lit another cigarette. Jaw tight. Jason, my voice cracked. I brought flowers. Lilies splashed into a puddle. Get lost. Dylan whistled. I'll take you if big man won't. My terrified glance sent him howling. She actually believed it. You into dumb bunnies now, boss? I fled, trembling until dawn. But earlier, I'd seen it, through Dylan's half-closed trunk. A child's bloodied hand. Home reeked of cigarettes. Jason lunged at me. Eyes bloodshot. Crushing me against his shaking frame. Jason, I stroked his heaving back. Don't cry. The digital clock blinked 4:17 a.m. when his burner phone buzzed. Dylan's text glowed, got another shipment. Beach cleanup at 5? Jason's arms tightened. Stay. Please. Outside. Dawn painted the demolition site crimson. I watched wrecking balls swing as police cars sped toward the shoreline. Knowing Dylan would soon learn what happened to men who stored shipments in condemned buildings. His tears soaked through my shirt. Never leaving again. He rasped. Promise. The first explosion shook the windows as we clung together. Lilies blooming orange in the distance. Lily. I can't stop. His voice trembled. Arms shaking as he held me. But believe me. It'll be over soon. Really. He'd been acting strangely all day. Filling our storage room with enough groceries to last months. I'm not a pig. I protested weakly. You are. He insisted with that earnest nod I knew too well. Jason carried me through every room of our apartment, kitchen to bedroom. Bedroom to balcony, until I was left breathless and exhausted. For the first time, he didn't correct me when I called him Jason between gasps. Lily. I love you. So much. His lips brushed my ear as we moved. You need to stay safe. To remember me. I matched his desperation. Clinging tighter whenever his rhythm faltered. Any pause would flood my mind with crimson memories, that bloodied handprint. Our parents' distorted faces. The nightmares that still made me wake screaming. That night after he left. The dreams returned with brutal clarity. Our childhood homes peeling wallpaper soaked scarlet. 4 bodies tangled in gore. Mom's vacant eyes staring from her usual spot on the drugged-out couch as Dad's belt buckle clinked. The rusty smell of the needles she'd used on us both. Family business stays in the family. Mom's slurred voice echoed through time. No use crying when your father comes to your bed. Girl. Jason had heard her that day. That same night. He'd crawled under my quilt, first not tickling like when we were kids, but shaking so badly his fingers dug bruises into my hips. Next morning, Dad broke 2 broom handles across Jason's back in the yard. Thieving bastard! Blood soaked through his jeans. Yet my brother kept repeating like a broken record, Lily's my wife-to-be. You won't touch her. I didn't understand then why they fought. Only that Mom watched blankly from her nodding off place while Dad's belt snaked toward me. Only the chemical burn in my veins when she pinned me down. The splitting pain between my legs. Then Jason's axe flashing silver red. His bloodied hands pushing me toward sunlight. Now I jolted awake. Sheets drenched in cold sweat. The phone clock glared 5:47 a.m. November 11th. Demolition day for the old house. I grabbed my coat. Fingers numb. The police station would open in 13 minutes. If I confessed first, took responsibility for those walls holding our parents' remains, I was 16 then, they'd show leniency. Jason could still walk in sunlight. This burden wasn't his alone to carry. Let the law decide my fate. But spare him this endless atonement. My sneakers slapped wet pavement as I ran. Somewhere across town, demolition crews were warming up their excavators. 2 blocks from the precinct. Strong arms yanked me into an alley. Jason's familiar cedar scent mixed with gun oil as he pressed something cold into my palm. They're waiting at the site. He breathed against my hair. Take this. Stay behind me. The steel weight of his pistol shocked my system. Our parents' leering faces superimposed over his determined expression. For 23 years. He'd shouldered all our darkness. My fingers closed around the weapon. Not this time. Like the boy he once was. Lily. You're here. The veteran detective beamed at me as I rushed into the police station, rubbing his hands in the cold wind as if he'd been waiting ages. My steps faltered. Dread coiled in my gut. Who are you? My voice shook. Here to confess about the 2 bodies in your ancestral home's walls? Yes. Jason had killed them with an axe. Sealed them beneath fresh white plaster. How? How do you know? My trembling fingers clawed at my handbag. Every particle of this moment hurtled toward my worst nightmare. Oh. That. The detective adjusted his glasses casually. Because Jason came yesterday. Yesterday? Didn't he mention the renovation was scheduled for House 10? Not 11? That our raid coincided precisely with today? His breath fogged between us. Your birthday. Correct? Jason said this was his ultimate gift for your future. Come inside. There's much you should know. I remembered Jason deliberately angling his phone screen that day. Showing me. He'd planned this sacrifice from the beginning. Always 3 steps ahead while I stumbled in the dark. My bag thudded on frost-crusted concrete. Gray and battered. 8 years ago. My stepmother's overdose and stepfather's assault left me comatose. Not amnesiac, sleeping. 5 years lost. 5 years where Jason washed my limp limbs. Read me stories. Kept vigil. Meanwhile, his mentor found him. A battle-scarred detective who sniffed out the truth before Jason spoke. Only Jason had motive, protecting his fractured family. Even if that love defied convention. Take my deal. The old cop bargained. Light sentence. Witness protection for Lily. Dozens of stolen children like you 2 need justice. When Lily wakes, let her believe her brother died a hero. Help her find her real parents. Give her normalcy. Jason, which future do you choose? Holding her hand in some hospital purgatory? Or setting her free? Oddly, I awoke the day after Jason took that devil's bargain. His new identity barred him from my hospital room. My trauma-scrambled brain forgot everything, the coma. The murders. A mercy. The detective later explained through nurses. My entire family had died. Clean slate for Jason's undercover work. Now frostbite numbed my cheeks as the station doors swallowed me whole. Somewhere, Jason was still out there. Still fighting. And I finally remembered why. Later, fate played a cruel joke. Didn't you promise him redemption? Then where's my brother? He handed me today's newspaper. Regret etched between his brows. Police bust major child trafficking ring. The report stated 1 officer remained in critical condition while 3 sustained minor injuries. I saw Ethan and Dylan's photos printed above the caption, "Suspects." Epilogue 1. Ethan's perspective. My brother Dylan ran high-stakes business deals. He frequented my clubs for negotiations. That week, he warned me about this new kid Jason. Ruthless methods. Demanded careful handling. I immediately sent Lily from our hometown. Her mother had pumped her full of drugs years ago. If anything went wrong, we could always blame relapsed addiction. Never expected the setup to backfire. Dylan kept muttering they seemed familiar. Lily, Jason, could it be Jason? That night, I stayed up compulsively checking my phone for updates on their interactions. Nothing. 5 days passed without word from Jason. If he's really Jason, Dylan reasoned, he'll come running if we touch Lily. Back in school days, I'd teased her once and he nearly broke my nose. I bought roses and made my move. He appeared like clockwork that evening. I even glimpsed their text exchanges. But Dylan cautioned restraint. Not confirmed yet. Hold position. When Lily quit her job, I knew this was my last chance. Gave her 10 consecutively numbered $100 bills. Stationed my crew across downtown. We monitored every store collecting protection fees. Waiting for our marked cash to surface. The trap sprung perfectly. Jason fought like a rabid animal, valuing neither his life nor others. They took Dylan. I lost, my brother said through jailhouse glass. But I gripped the phone tighter. You're not alone here. I'm with you. With you here. I haven't lost. Epilogue 2. Jason's perspective. I became Jason Carter, the name meaning Jason cherishes Lily. Saw her today. The physical therapist said she'd been rebuilding her life since waking from the coma 3 years ago. She's taller now. Radiant. But she's not mine anymore. Jason? Her voice cracked when our eyes met across the rehab center. She still calls me brother. I really want to hold her and cuddle her little head like I used to. But when I reach out, I can only pretentiously adjust my tie. Hope she thinks I look cool. Who's texting her in the car? Ethan again. Damn it. If that bastard dares to eye my girl again, I'll rally the boys and trash his club. Wait, no, I'm a cop. Can't do that. Lily. Don't you dare reply to him. You only look at me. Dropped Lily off. Walked this road countless times these 3 years. Memorized her house number like my badge. Finally walked it with her tonight. Even if it's the last time. Worth it. Why are her lights off? Just gave her a ride home, can't possibly have tails already? Lily. You're playing with fire here. You're tempting me. You know I can't resist you. Snap your fingers and I come running. Pout those lips and I melt. But now you stand here calling me Jason. And I can't do anything. Going insane. Sorry. Couldn't help kissing you. You're cruel. Lily. This tomato allergy's killing me, itching like hell. Gritting my teeth to finish washing dishes and make breakfast before leaving. Just one quick hug. Swear it'll be the last time. God. Scratch that oath. Ethan's pushing his luck, sending roses. Should turn that pretty boy into ground meat. You get it. Right, Lord? If someone flirted with your wife, you'd throw hands too? Want to crush Lily into my bones. Sergeant chewed me out. Said if I truly love Lily, shouldn't put her in danger. Changed her apartment. Got her new SIM card. Hope it works. Properties under Sergeant's contact will transfer to Lily after this op. Dylan's losing his damn mind lately. Mentioned a batch of merchandise, code for trafficked infants. I'm supposed to be a cop. Yet watch those babies die helplessly. What kind of cop am I? Damn it. Deserve to rot. A little girl that Dylan brought in had died. I felt like a walking corpse. I started questioning everything I'd done. Started wondering if I was even Jason to begin with. Or if I was actually that bastard trafficker Jason. If it weren't for Lily, I might not have made it this far. The only time I felt alive was when she called me Jason in bed. Jason was still breathing. 1 week until they demolish the old family house, that's when they'll find my parents' bodies. Dylan scheduled the final deal for that same day. Time to close the net. Lily. Happy birthday. All my assets are with my mentor. If anything happens during this mission, there's a hefty insurance payout. More than enough for you to live comfortably. My mentor arranged DNA matching. Maybe your parents never stop looking for you. You'll have more money than you'll ever need. More love than you can imagine. Honestly, trading my life for all that seems like a damn good deal. Happy birthday, Lily. Your big brother loves you. Heads pounding. Shouldn't sleep that long again, gives me this splitting headache. Huh? Where'd this little girl come from? So tiny and adorable. She's freaking out seeing me. Crying. Saying I've been in a coma for a whole year. But my skull's throbbing, can't remember shit. Wait. She's calling me her brother? No way this stunning girl's my actual sister? Jesus Christ. Don't do me like this. End.